In 1991, right after Soviet Union collapse, the United States Department of Defense published a report titled Military Forces. Among many plans and statements, the report showcased this map of Moscow. Right at the center, we see Kremlin, but there is something else that draws attention. The dashed lines that are nowhere to be found on the modern map. In the legend, those lines are marked as Special Deep Underground Subway Line. This subway is called Metro 2 and it is said to be exclusively used by Kremlin elites and Putin himself. Moving forward to 2025, many argue if this underground system even exists. So how could a subway under Moscow that supposedly has 4 lines and up to 50 miles in length stay a mystery till this day? This is the story of a Metro 2. It has all started during Cold War.
This is the Kremlin, citadel of Russian communism. Looking at Russia, we might see it as a country to be studied. Yet we know that Russia today is regarded as a grave threat to our nation, to our freedom, to the peace of the world.
The Cold War has so many events that could lead to nuclear war. Both USA and Soviet Union needed an edge and they had to act quickly. One of the ways of preparation for nuclear war was building bunkers. And the best bunkers are those that can function not only as empty buildings until war comes. This is where the concept of Metro 2 comes up. Before there were any ideas to build special underground line, Russia was busy with building its regular public subway. The first line in Moscow opened as early as 1935. By 1952, Moscow subway consisted of 35 stations. That's more stations than there are currently in Warsaw. Russians were good at building subway systems, which is a strong argument for Metro 2 existence. The ways of escape for Kremlin elites in case of conflict were basically limited to helicopters and special evacuation roads. The Metro 2 could serve as a perfectly safe gateway and bunker in case of a major conflict. According to declassified information, the first line of Metro 2 was completed in 1967, stretching nearly 70 miles beneath Moscow. Unlike the public subway with its 2-track system, Metro 2 was built with single tracks, designed specifically for one-way evacuation during nuclear emergencies. Due to lack of electricity, the subway reportedly uses diesel and battery-powered locomotives. The passenger cars also aren't usual, with modified curtained windows. At the heart of the system is what archival documents called Site 103, a large U-shaped structure beneath the Kremlin. This site connects to the presidential command bunker, which provides protected workspaces for Soviet leadership at a depth of 55 meters. Right next to it is Central Communication Hub, designed for coordinating government operations during emergencies. It is also said that the system connects to the KGB Strategic Operations Center at the Government Continuity Complex in Zaradzie. Originally intended for officials working in an 8th Stalin-era skyscraper that was never built. But the most intriguing component of Metro 2 is underground city in the Ramenki district, southwest of Moscow State University's main building. According to some sources, this facility was built to a depth of 200 meters and could house up to 15,000 people for extended periods. The construction has probably begun in the mid-1960s and was completed by the mid-1970s. Another intriguing station lies beneath Moscow State University's main building. Not only it is supposedly under one of the most famous Russia's universities, But also the construction work beneath university building required extraordinary engineering. When the university was built, workers had to freeze the unstable soil with liquid nitrogen and install cooling systems in what became the building's third basement level. If the cooling systems failed, the entire structure could slide into the Moscow River. Further Metro 2 connections lead to Vnukovo Airport, which was an airport originally used for military operations during the Second World War, but became a civilian facility afterwards. Those components, the command center under Kremlin, the underground city next to Moscow University, and connection to Vnukovo Airport, make up the core of the Metro 2 system. The subway has reportedly expanded in 1980s with 2 additional lines completed in early 1987. Line 2 stretches 60 kilometers south from the Kremlin toward government retreats and command bunkers. And Line 3 runs 25 kilometers east from the Kremlin, connecting it to the Air Defense Command Center in Zarya. With the view of the Metro 2 system established, we have to ask the question: what actual physical evidence we have which supports its existence? We know about the ventilation shafts in the locations which could serve Metro 2, and there were many reports of unusual construction activities, but none of those point directly to Metro 2 existence. Both the ventilation shafts and the reports can be explained with activities related to regular underground construction work. However, there were many discussions about Metro 2, and several Russian officials have made statements about this system over the years. In 2004, Vladimir Svyetenko, former advisor to President Gorbachev, Yeltsin and Putin, confirmed the existence of secret underground communications beneath Moscow, though he stated that reports were greatly exaggerated. Mikhail Porotanin, a minister under Boris Yeltsin, said that
there is an extensive network of tunnels and an emergency command center in case of war where you can command the nuclear forces of the country.
Finally, Dmitry Gayev, the former head of Moscow subway, when questioned about Metro 2, responded simply,
"I would be surprised if it did not exist."
In the 90s, there were few urban explorers who supposedly managed to find Metro 2, and they even made their own drawings and maps. Today, finding the subway is nearly impossible, and doing so would be a huge risk. Even though government officials never confirmed Metro 2 existence, in 2020 they arrested Russian YouTuber who uploaded videos showing his expeditions of the abandoned bunkers, among which supposedly were tunnels of Metro 2. They accused him of transporting data related to metro lines in Moscow to Ukraine. Whether the accusation was fair or not, explaining the arrest with leaking information about subway shows that there has to be at least some truth in the Metro 2 underground system.